What's going on, YouTube? How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. The body beat down here on this Friday morning, on this snow day Friday morning. So it wasn't really even snowing when I woke up early this morning, but we got a little bit going on out there now. So anyhow, so I'm gonna beat around the bush, giggity, for a few minutes and see if anybody pops in here, and then we'll start kind of the topics for discussion. We've got a few fun things to talk about, maybe a couple of real world, like more important issues to talk about. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good day. Be safe out there. No matter where you're at, there's always something going on out there. So let's go ahead and get some spinning going and get the day started right. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me when I spin, and there's not too much noise or air. I try to talk pretty loud where people can hear, so let's get it going. I do this for 30 minutes every day, and just at a normal kind of speed, so nothing crazy. So anyway, hopefully the connection will be good. You never know with it snowing. Our internet ain't good anyway, so you never know. So I woke up a couple times last night and didn't have the best sleep, but I've had worse. I did have a bowl of some oats, some flavored oats. I don't remember what it was. It had blueberry and strawberry or something like that. I don't know what it was. Just had a little bowl of that. I haven't had that in like probably 2 or 3 years, something like that. So that's pretty good. Nice little warm bowl of oats. Got some water here. We got our topics for discussion here. And as you can tell, I don't go real fast. I'm going a little slow to try and keep the noise down so you can hear me. Usually I go about like this. About like this right here is what I normally do. But we'll kick it down just a smidgen so you can hear. So again, we are getting a little bit of snow out there. I'll probably do a little short video just kind of showing the snow. Everybody does that. I should have done it earlier because when it was dark and it was just starting. Of course, when you look out of our sliding door, there's a light over in the parking lot next door, and there's always deer over there in the grass, and you can, snow coming down with a light coming down, and silhouettes of deer out there. It's pretty nice. Now I realize this is the early time for a lot of people. A lot of people are heading out to work right now, so I'm not going to get anyone in here probably. But this might be something entertaining for people to go back and watch, because we are going to have some topics for fun discussion. Water, yum. Yesterday's workout was quite pleasant. Had a good workout. If you didn't see the video, go check it out. I did rounds, 3-minute rounds with the heavy bag, and then doing some bicep curls and back and forth until I got 6 sets done of each. And, this stuff's good to watch. It'll help motivate you to do things. And plus, maybe you do the exact same thing that I did while I'm doing it. Just go check them out. My channel's taken a turn. And that's something I've talked about now for a little while. And it's something that's needed, and something I wanted to do from the very beginning of this new workout journey that I started in like January of 2021. So I'm finally enjoying doing some different stuff. Sorry, I'm kind of burping up those yummy oats I have. Not used to eating those. So today we're going to be doing deadlifts and something else. I don't really know what else. So again, my workouts are more about just working out now. I'm not going for any big weights anymore. Not looking to get PRs anymore. I'm settling back into just doing workouts and trying to get more fit, more healthy, more active, doing different things as well. So hopefully you guys are interested in that kind of stuff and not just the big weights. If not, I understand. Let me get a drink of some H2O. And let's go ahead and start a little bit of these topics for discussion. So I guess the stuff, we'll talk about kind of news. I don't talk about news ever because I don't really watch news. But these couple of things are in the news. So the California fires, what's going on out there, that's horrible. And it seems like California and all that area out there kind of gets a lot of this, pretty often, it seems like. If it's not fires, it's earthquakes. So, and I notice a lot of times, let me yawn. I notice a lot of times in the comment sections, when you go to social media, there's a lot of people saying a lot of rude things, a lot of hateful, mean, crude things about California and stuff like this that happens and all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty low class. Pretty sorry people to do. I don't care what your political views are, religious views, whatever views. Thinking it's funny and wishing ill upon a bunch of people, millions of people, pretty sorry. So I really hope everything kind of can get back to somewhat normal, and everybody can bounce back and get back to the normal lives soon out in California. And the next thing is on the opposite end of the spectrum. A lot of the country is getting snowstorms. And we finally got some this morning, of course, like I said. So that's why we're out of school today, of course. And you never know. I'm gonna yawn. Sorry. You got people out there, places in the country that just get a light dusting of snow, and then you get places out there that have a blizzard, and have 6 feet of snow. So hopefully everybody tries to stay safe out there, and don't get on the roads if you don't have to. I know it's easier said than done, but just try to be safe out there, guys, and stay warm. So I already talked about my workout, kinda, so I won't go over that again. We already talked about that. Let's see what else we can talk about. Or maybe we'll give it a minute. Maybe we'll let things settle down for a minute. The live stream's going crazy. I got millions of people in here watching and chatting. It's booming. Booming, I tell you. So, you might be asking, Mike, why do you do the bike every day? Is it really that big of a workout, what you're doing? And what I can say is, the speed that I go, how I do it, it's not a huge workout like you see some people do on these bikes. But what it does is it gets me going. It helps to loosen up my back and my hips, which I need. It helps to get the blood going and the heart going, and kind of helps to wake you up a little bit. And it does it on an easy level. It's nothing crazy. So, you're getting woke up with ease. And it helps to discipline you. So there's a lot of good that comes from doing stuff like this. Even things that are low impact and not all crazy and wild. So we don't always have to be crazy and wild. Let me check to see if my live stream is live and streaming. Yes, it is. Good. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I slept okay-ish. It wasn't horrible. I slept okay. Been up a while, but I slept okay. So, to talk about some things that are more lighthearted and fun, and not so serious, but kind of serious, but maybe not so serious. I just kind of have it titled, Why Entertainment Sucks Now. And why the 70s, 80s, and 90s gave us everything. Now I'm not going to go into deep details and too much with this, because we'll be here for 5 hours. And I don't want to spend it for 5 hours. So, everybody complains about entertainment. From TV to movies, music, even video games, everything. People complain about a lot of stuff, and I'm one of them. And I think the reason that we do that is because we experienced the birth, really, of a lot of these things, where things were kind of coming into changing and really being the blockbusters that we know, and going from that to just seeing kind of where we're at now, and going to see, growing up with like these mega celebrity superstars that were actually celebrities and superstars, to seeing where we're at now, where you got these fake reality shows like the Kardashians and the Real Housewives of this and the Real this of that, and all these people are being pushed out there as celebrities and these icons and legends, when in fact they're no more than I am. They're just wealthy. So a lot of the entertainment world it just kind of went to crud. And yeah. And a lot of people think that, not just people my age or older. There's a lot of people that actually grow up, even today, that grow up on these older things that are really iconic and legendary, and these big juggernauts of movies and TV and music, and musicians and singers and all this different stuff. They're growing up on that, and they can see how bad things are today. Now let me go ahead and preface that, or is that the word? I don't know if that's a word. Let me go ahead and say that since 2000s, there have been some TV shows, some movies, some music, some musicians, some singers, etc., that are good, and I know that. But the list is very narrow. Hey, what's going on, Tuckbye? How you doing? We're just talking about some stuff, some more fun, kind of lighthearted stuff. I did kind of touch on the California fires, and then on the other side of the spectrum, the snowstorms that a lot of the country's getting and stuff. That was kind of the serious stuff. Just kind of wishing everybody well. Now we're just kind of talking about entertainment and how things went from the greatness of the 70s, 80s, and 90s to kind of where we're at today with movies, TV, music, celebrities, these legends and icons that, people throw those words out so easily today. And just kind of touching on some stuff and giving my thoughts and opinions on things. Nothing too serious. But today's people don't really get these big moments in history like we grew up with. And I'm just gonna throw this out there, like when Michael Jackson's Thriller album came out, it was a worldwide phenomenon. It was just like, if you believed in God, it was like God here on earth. That's just what it was like. It was like nothing you ever seen. And that goes from the music to the album covers to the performances to the fashion to everything. It was just such a phenomenon with these certain things, and you don't really get that today. Yeah. Unfortunately, you've got all these like fake reality TV show celebrities, and I'm throwing the Kardashians out there because I think they're number one. And they're famous for nothing. And you've got these like whatever housewives of this, and you got whatever fake reality show of that. Even all these music shows, these talent shows, everything is so fake and rehearsed, and probably pre-planned. That it's just all, it feels just fake. It's all fake. And nobody earns their place in the books anymore. They don't really have the work ethics. They don't put in the time and the effort because everything's like that now. Where you got people that used to have to start from the bottom, work their butts off, for 10 years just to be called a celebrity, an icon, a legend, a leader, what have you. Yeah, it is. That's pretty much what it is. So, what separates the 70s and 80s? I'll just use the 70s and 80s for now, because that was my time. Yes, I still went through the 90s, and the 90s was actually really great. But we'll start with the 70s and 80s. There's a reason why all these musicians, TV shows, movies, and even fashion and different things, there's a reason that they look back at these years, and that's because the 70s really started changing everything. Movies started to become bigger, TV started to become bigger, music, entertainers, all this stuff that started to really boom into mainstream. And by the time the 80s hit, it was an explosion. It was world-changing. Everything about it blew up. And that's why, I give a lot of praise to the 70s because it started a lot of this. But that's why the 80s gets a lot of praise and recognition, is because the 80s brought everything into today. From all these icons in the movies. I mean, Rocky started in the 70s. Star Wars started in the 70s. The Exorcist. All these bands, Aerosmith. We have some of these, of course, started even before. Rolling Stones. You got Kiss. You have Def Leppard. You have just Led Zeppelin. You have all these icons and legends in the industry that started and then blew up. And that's why people still look at these as, the gold standard. You got TV shows, as lighthearted as they might be. You got the Dukes of Hazzard. You got you got stuff like I don't know. For some reason Dukes of Hazzard just came to my mind and I lost track. But you got the Cosby Show. Regardless of what Cosby did in his private life, don't matter. You had the Cosby Show, and you had Roseanne, and you had Night Court, and you had Cheers, and you had Alf, and you had all these big name shows, and there's 1,000 more. that paved the way for so many of these other shows and just how things were done and what people expect. You know, and then you get into the 90s with Home Improvement and Friends and, you know, a bunch of other stuff that happened, you know, on TV in the 90s, a bunch of other shows. And there's just something about those years, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I mean, a lot of people agree that the 90s was the last good decade of entertainment, of Hollywood, of everything. And I agree. Now, I'm not saying there's not, again, some movies, TV, music, etc. You know, I'm not saying there's nothing good in the 2000s, but it's very limited. Whereas, let's just say the 80s and 90s, it was, you know, blockbuster, you know, legendary musicians performing and doing this, boom, 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 album releases, big, you know, worldwide releases, and TV shows were just a different caliber. Acting was a different caliber. The actors themselves were just a different caliber. So everything that was great is not quite so great anymore. Hey, I can understand that. My mom was born in the 40s, and she died in 2016. And her favorite time was like the 70s and 80s, probably mostly the 80s. But she loved the 70s for all the disco and all the music and all that. But then the 80s rolled around, and she loved, you know, she was a Michael Jackson fan, and Prince, and, you know, all this stuff, and she loved all that stuff, and movies. You know, she was a big Indiana Jones fan. She was a big, you know, she was big into the Cosby Show, which I was too. You know, we literally sit there and watch it every day. Roseanne, all these different things, Night Court, Cheers, like I mentioned, a lot of these things. So my mom was an older woman, and, you know, even she recognized that, you know, this time in entertainment history was the, you know, the high point, the gold standard. So, but she also loved 50s rock and roll, you know, and stuff like that. Of course, she loved Elvis. But she never talked much about the 60s. I don't know if she was much of a 60s person. I don't really know. Unfortunately, she's not here anymore for me to talk to her. But, so I got a lot of this talked about, and but we have another page, and I only have 3 minutes left. Good grief. So we're going to go through this kind of fast, okay? I wrote down what's your top 5 horror or scary movies. Now I have a list of a million, and it's hard to distinguish. It's hard to you know, it's hard to rate them. But these are the ones that I find myself watching all year long. So I have to put them as my top 5. It's Halloween, the original from 1978. The Blair Witch Project from 1999. And I had to clump them all together, but the Friday the 13th movies from 1 through 5, I can't pick because they're all solid. They're all top 10 to me. I love them. And like I said here, I watch them over and over, so narrowing it down to 5 is not easy. You know, I have so many more that I can put right in there. That's what she said. And the next one is top five comedies. And again, there's 100 comedies out there. that fight for my top 5. But when I just stopped and I thought about it, these came to mind first. Ace Ventura, technically When Nature Calls, the second one. I about puked laughing so hard at that. Shaun of the Dead, Scary Movie 2, Take My Good Hand, Take My Strong Hand, that one. Spaceballs, and Naked Gun. And again, there's 100 more. Top 5 animated TV shows, like cartoons. These just come to mind, but a couple of them I watch all the time, as you can tell. We got He-Man, Master of the Universe. We got She-Ra, Princess of Power. Smurfs, Dungeons and Dragons, and Looney Tunes. I just kind of clumped Looney Tunes all together. So those are classic, legendary, and these are all top tier cartoons to me. And of course, like I said, there's hundreds more that are right there. I'm going to name my top 5 bands, not like individual singers or kind of like boy bands or group kind of stuff like that, but bands. We got Motley Crue, we have Aerosmith, Rolling Stones, Kiss, and Def Leppard. And again, like I said, there's a million more I could put right there. And so many good artists, so many good bands, so many good actors, and so much good stuff. Whew. I am done spinning, guys. What's up, Millennial? How you doing? My favorite Halloween movie was 3, which a lot of people hate. I hated the third one, of course, especially whenever I went to the theater to see it as a kid. That's what I grew up on, was horror movies. I love horror. But probably around COVID, we had a lot of time to sit around and do nothing. I think I watched it again. And I kind of took it for what it was. I had to distance it away from the other Halloween movies and just take it as its own thing, because it was supposed to be like a trilogy, whatever it is. There's a word out there that I done forgot. But there was supposed to be like a series of these kind of different Halloween movies, but they seen how horribly it did, and they went back to the Michael Myers. So horror movies are no bueno for me. What? No bueno? You don't like horror? Man, I love my horror. Exorcist, The Omen, The Entity. There's just so many. And Dawn of the Dead, the remake that came out in the early 2000s. Christine. I guess you can call that a horror movie, kind of, sort of, Yeah, that's what I meant, an anthology. Anthologies are usually 3 movies. Hey, Shiki, how you doing? You just missed like the entire live stream. We talked about some kind of decent stuff. If you get time, you might want to go back. We talk about like entertainment, Hollywood, TV, music, all this stuff that when it really was really something special in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s, and kind of comparing it to today. Just kind of some, my personal opinions on things, and you might enjoy hearing some of it. But yeah, it was a decent conversation for what I could do while I'm sitting here trying to spin. And anyway, today, of course, is Friday, and I'll be doing deadlifts, and I'll probably do something else along with deadlifts. I don't know if it'll be another, weight-related movement, exercise, or if it'll be more cardio-based or something. I don't know what I'll do, but I just kind of wanted to do this live stream and kind of talk about some fun stuff and maybe some things of interest that people could take part in the comments. I know a lot of people out there are pretty open to talk about, Hollywood and, movies and TV and video games and music and how things are or how things were. And, a lot of people like to talk about that kind of stuff. So anyway, well, I hate to sign off for a couple of you that just popped in here, but, well, I've been going for a few minutes now. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a good, safe day. If you're dealing with the fires out west, my thoughts are with you. I hope everybody pulls through and as few lives and as stuff, they get lost, the better. And I hate that for everybody that's even losing like their properties and stuff, because there's a lot of personal, sentimental stuff that we lose, and whether or not it's, we know that it's sometimes replaceable, but sometimes things are not. So, my thoughts are out there with them. And then everybody else that's dealing with snow and all that stuff. We got a little snow finally today, and that's why we're out of school. So, anyway, I kind of forgot where I'm at. I'm crazy. So, guys, I appreciate you. Have a good day. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to the Body Beatdown. I can't even talk. I don't know what's up. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment to the Body Beatdown. Don't forget, get up, get out, get red. Do it to it. And, what are you doing? What are you...
Grandma said someone needs to play outside with me.
Young granddaughter. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. We'll see y'all later.
Oh.
Now let me stop the live stream awkwardly. Awkward.